Alright, so here's a walk around. I'll just start up here. Vacuum block tied into the air motive fuel pressure regulator, also tied into the tile blow-off valve. The throttle body is a 4-inch. It's got the throttle position sensor, which is new. It also has a adapter from Drift Motion to make it all work together. This is silver and purple sparkles because I thought that'd be pretty cool. This is a Willwood brake master cylinder, teed into the front and rear brakes, braided there. And then all of the lines, I know you can't even see it, all the lines coming off of the proportioning valve are flexible. One of them runs behind the engine over here, which you can see there's no ABS anymore. So coming back over here, what else we got? This gauge actually doesn't read correctly. I think it's just because it's a super cheap gauge that came with an old fuel pressure regulator from eBay. So this only reads about 30 psi, but the nice one inside, the autometer, reads about 55 pounds or 50 pounds, I think. So you go by the one in the car, not by this one. You know, if you want to get one, you can do that. It works just fine. And polished fuel rail. These are, again, you can't even see, Mazda RX-7 turbo injectors. There you go. They have been balanced. They have been tested. That was a couple years ago. And then the harness has been modified. When I ordered the new one, I had him put Mazda connectors on instead of Toyota connectors. So I also have adapters that if you ever want to go back to the stock injector, you can put this adapter on that will go from from this Mazda connector here to a Toyota connector that will connect to your injectors. So you don't need to change the harness, you just plug in the adapters. The throttle cable is something I didn't spend a whole lot of money or time on. I just kind of hacked up the bracket, made it attach here. It works fine. I will say I needed to elongate it by 6 inches. So I use this. It's been on there for, 4 years. Haven't had any issues. This intake manifold used to be used with the Mega Squirt system by the previous owner. And this was his his MAP sensor. Obviously I don't need it, so I just broke it off because it was in the way. I do have a new boost gauge that comes with the car. It's an electronic boost gauge, and that uses its own standalone MAP sensor. So basically you can just unthread this one, thread the new sensor in, and boom, your new boost gauge will be reading. It comes with a warning light and also a peak boost recall. So you can go back and see, what your peak boost was. So that'll be nice. Drift Motion billet oil cap. What else we got? So this clip here, I made it be able to, the guy that made my harness, you can unclip it because this goes to my coils, which I'm running the 2JZ coils instead of 7M. So basically I have one harness that will work with the 7M coils and one harness that works with the 2JZ, and they can both plug in right here. Again, so that way I don't need to change the harness. So the battery is relocated, obviously. This is where I have my power supply. Comes from the ignition, and so the battery's in the trunk, comes up and gives power here, this red cable. The black one is the starter, so that goes back to the starter. And then this white one, bam, is the ignition, ignition wire. So when you turn the key, this sends power through to the fuse box, blah, 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 down to the starter, starts it up. So I've never had any issues with it. No problems at all. Yep, there's an igniter. I have a second one. If you're going to take that. You're taking all the spare parts. The harness, if I can get it to lighten up here. There is, yeah, you can't see it. There's a starter relay under there that I had him add. So that's also an added feature on the harness. Godspeed radiator. Godspeed is an eBay brand, but they're a pretty good eBay brand, so that's what I got. It is 2.5 inches wide or so. I can't remember exactly. Griffin Fabworks, that's who made the intercooler pipes. Extreme Graphics, that's who did all of the vinyl on it. Vibrant Performance, that's where most of the couplers are from. And then Permacool, that's where the oil filter relocation kit is from. So then we got my custom Supra cover, the 7MGE valve covers painted in a purple CR3 Motorsport dress-up kit. The turbo used to be purple, but it was powder-coated purple, and the heat made it turn kind of black and blister. So that might be something you want to redo. Yeah, there's the turbo blanket. It's got a 3-inch downpipe, and then the headers are wrapped, or the header is wrapped, but it is starting to rip. I didn't redo it. This under here, the cam position sensor, I bought that probably 2 years ago, remanufactured. The cover is just 3D printed, so it will need a new cover because it's starting to crack and you don't want any moisture in there. I haven't had any issues, but again, this thing never sees rain or anything, so you'll need a new cover if you plan on driving it when it's not sunny and hot. Intake. I do have some fittings for this. Right now it's just kind of in there with some Permatex, gasket sealer. This is a catch can for the PCV system, so it just runs down in there into a catch can, comes back out into the intake. It does work. It's got a dipstick on it. So, yeah, it's good. The filter is just a no-name filter. I think I just found it in a stockpile of parts that I had laying around. Lexus AFM, air-fueled measuring thingamajigger. AFM from Lexus. It's bigger. It's what allows me to run the bigger injectors and the bigger turbo. Underneath the catch can, which comes off with one 10mm bolt, is the filter relocation braided lines. They run down to where there's the sandwich plate or whatever under there at the stock location. This is a bend your own heater hose type of deal. Back in the day, the color in my engine bay was blue, so I bought this one blue. I haven't redid it in purple. I also have a website that you can get the braided AN fittings, and they actually just fit over your stock fittings. You don't even have to cut your stock push connect off. These fittings push to connect, and then you can connect the AN hose. So it's pretty badass if you're interested in that. So yeah, that's the engine bay anyway. Low car dipstick, it does read correctly. D2 coilovers all the way around. They came on the car, but like I said, I've put less than 5,000 miles on this car the entire time I've owned it, so I don't think I've wore them out or anything. What else? Oh, polished fan shroud. And if I can get any light, no, I can't. There is electric fans under here. Again, no name brand, eBay, but they're under here, along with a Chase Bays dual fan relay kit. So that's a whole separate wiring harness made by Chase Bays that hooks up to the fans and hooks up to this sensor down here, which when it hits 180, the fans kick on. It's real nice. Didn't need to worry about my harness. So you got the Brembos here. Brake pads are still good. These Simmons wheels are old. The spokes, yeah, they get a little cleaner. This is dusty, you know, obviously, but they're not like bright black anymore. You know, you can see they have some issues. They're old as I don't even know. Very, very old. Probably from the 90s, late 90s, 99, something like that. Yep, carbon fiber wrapped trim. I did tell you the front lip came off, so that's the Bondo that had it molded in. Yeah, so all the trim is wrapped all the way around. You got the pretty lady. What else do we got? Missing this signal, turn signal, running light. Yeah, I forgot to put the nuts on and took it out for a drive, and it just fell out. On the inside, oh, this you know, could use some cleaning up, some sanding, and just a nice coat of paint. Could also, I wanted to carbon fiber wrap it, just like everything else. I love carbon fiber, so I was going to wrap it, but the only way to get this off is to like disassemble the interior, so I haven't got that far yet. So we got the burgundy seats. There we go, burgundy seats, very burgundy. So yeah, the previous owner painted all the panels black, and then everything that detached, basically, he painted orange. So I never got around to replacing the orange. It looks tacky and terrible, but I just put all my money under the hood, basically. So burgundy, and then you got the NRG seats here on the planted brackets, if you can see. Yeah, planted brackets. Looks like I could do a little cleaning under the seat. Burgundy, yep, dash, like I said, looks like it kind of only got one coat. You can see the burgundy underneath it. But, yeah, not too bad. And then your fuel, your epoxy. I kind of already showed you the dash. Carbon fiber. The glove box is down there. I just have it disconnected. I'll put that back in. No issue there. Just missing the little bezels that go around the locks. So yeah, but everything else is in here. You wanted to know about the dash? The dash is very good. It has one crack right there. It's starting there, but Dash is in very good condition. That's just some dust over there. So you got your Innovate gauge. And let's open up the trunk. Got your tails, blah, blah, blah. So there's the battery. Secured down. That's the battery cable. There's the fuel pump relay. I do have a Walbro 255 in the tank. So the rust in here, you can see, you know, it's not too bad. Just starting. Obviously that hole is supposed to be there, but there's you know a few little pinholes in here probably. Yeah, there we go. So that's another drain hole, but right next to it, you know, it's starting to give way. But rest of the trunk is good. But this is where the jack usually goes, and this is the worst spot. So it's literally just to this corner, and you can't see it because it's hidden by the bumper. So there's a hole on this side, but that is literally it. The rest of the car is clean as can be. You know, there's where a bolt comes through, but it's not all the way through. So just more rust on the floor. This is the other side, and it's solid. You can see it's starting to rust, but it's solid. So yeah, that's it. Here's the lip, which I will send with the car. It is broken on the bottom, but yeah, that's the lip. So it'll match the rest of the kit. And let's see. This video is a long video. We got a starter, a 4-bolt wastegate pipe, a V-band wastegate. I think the tile uses the V-band. Miscellaneous grills. These are fog lights in great condition that should be mounted as soon as you get the car. These are those Super Spark coils. So right now I must just be using the eBay coils, but these ones work too. In these boxes are rebuild kits for the Brembos, the Carson. That's a rear main. You got, yeah, clamps and all sorts of good stuff. Got another clutch master cylinder? Yeah, right there. In this box are the stock injectors and the adapters I was telling you about that will go from Mazda to Toyota. And then I'm not even going to bother to go through it, but you'll get all of this stuff too. So intake valve covers, that's a blow-off valve, igniter, that's a wastegate, I think. Yeah, just all sorts of stuff. You'll get this stock turbo CT26. There's the stock master cylinder for brakes. There's some covers, there's some gears, there's some pulleys. Yeah, intake manifold there. You got a 3000 pipe back there. And you'll also get this spare head. So that's it. Hope you like the car. We'll see if I can send this video. Okay, bye.